everyone, welcome to Creative Cooking in Ani's Kitchen. I'm not cooking today. This is episode 10 of my journey with end-stage renal disease, and I've got some news. Okay, so the dialysis center is cross-training their staff at the dialysis for 3 days a week clinic to learn the home hemodialysis process in their machines. So you've got two companies, Fresenius and NextStage, kind of combining their knowledge and expertise of dialysis, you know, from the center to home hemo, so that the patients can dialyze themselves at the in the comforts of their own home. And I spoke about this before, and I was hoping to do it with the peritoneal dialysis, which is one that it doesn't involve sticking yourself with needles, and you and the tube is through the abdomen and the peritoneum, and you just plug the tube in to the machine, and as you sleep, you dialyze. That's an 8-hour process, but it is done while you're sleeping. So yeah, that sounds great. Well, considering that my peritoneal catheter isn't working, it won't dialyze, and I've had 2 surgeries. I had one to try to correct it and reinsert it to see, and it's still not working. So I'm going to get that removed. I still have it in my belly, that long tube, which I have to wrap up and keep very clean and bandage up and keep covered every day. But anyway, so now they started this cross-training thing from hemo to the floor. And so the floor techs at the center are learning the techniques. And today they asked people if they wanted to try home hemodialysis. And I'm like, well, I think I'm ready to give it another try, because originally that's what I came here for, was to be trained on being able to do home hemo, that means with the needles. And it didn't work out because, well, my fistula wasn't placed correctly, I guess, or it was too narrow, and so it infiltrated, and that was very painful. And they say infiltration only happens like rarely, once in a blue moon. Well, I've had 17 since that original infiltration, and only because of the fistula. Nothing that the techs were doing wrong. It's just that I guess I have small arteries, and the fistula just didn't expand enough or something. But they had to go back in 2 more times to kind of blow up the fistula. They used a balloon and inserted it, and to blow up the artery to get it to start working. So 17 infiltrations later, here I am, almost a year later on this journey, and I'm getting ready to start the home hemodialysis training again, since the peritoneal one isn't working. So let me show you I'm at the center, the regular center. There's the old machine. Okay, I'm going to turn you around. I'll show you the machine I'm going to be using at home. And this is the new machine. See, that's the old machine. That one's plugged into the wall. Okay, that's the 3 days a week machine. This is a 5-day-a-week machine, which means more blood flow through my legs and all that. Less restless leg syndrome, which I no longer really suffer from, but better blood flow to my legs means less edema. I'll be able to move around a lot better, more energy, just more freedom. I'll be I'm looking forward to it, but studies show that you get back to your old self pretty much. And because the dialysis is less time on the machine, because you're doing 5 days, so it's gentler on the heart, okay? And it provides, since it's gentler on the heart, there's less stress on the heart, so it provides better blood flow throughout the system, your legs and all that. It's going to truly, truly give me a burst of energy here. So this is my first day on this, so I'm only doing 3 hours today as opposed to 3.5, but it'll be even less time as we go. And I'm thinking about 1.5 to 2 hours a day only on dialysis, because it takes off a little bit at a time. It doesn't take a whole lot at one time, so it's less stress on the heart. So I'm looking forward to it. As you can see, I'm plugged in to this little portable machine, which I get to take home once I complete the program along, and then they give me all the supplies, all those bags. You know, those are the solutions, the, you know, nutrients, cleaning solutions. That little red tube right there, that's where the blood is going through and filtering out. And the big bag that's sitting on the heater, that's the actual, those 3 bags on top, those solutions go into that big bag on the heater. And then from the heater, that's what goes in back into my venous, which is the top needle. So the blood is pulled from the bottom needle, which is called the arterial. It goes all the way through the bottom of that filter. It filters the blood, comes out at the top and goes through, and then the solutions go into that big bag, which goes into the tube, coming back in through the top needle, which is the venous. Clean blood, along with all the nutrients and solutions from those bags up there. So it's pretty neat. I just have to learn how to use the machine, which I'm doing today, and I will be doing for about, I think, 5 to 6 weeks, I think is the length of the training. Not bad. So, and then I'll be able to dialyze at home. Isn't that great? That means I'd have to stick myself too. Not a problem. So I'm not afraid of needles, never have been. But the story goes is that when you stick yourself, you kind of feel where the fistula is. It's a lot easier than someone trying to stick you and guessing where it's at. You yourself, doing it yourself, you can actually feel where it's at. So it should be easier to do. And I'm just looking forward to it. But anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm still waiting to hear back from the surgeon's office so that they can schedule me in to remove the peritoneal catheter. And then that's it. I have an appointment with the transplant surgery team on the 10th of this month. So next week, I think it's, what is today? The 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, next Wednesday. And I'll go ahead, but I'm thinking I'm just staying on dialysis, only because the research that I've done, and I talked to people who've already had the transplant, from what I gather, you know, the risk of cancer because of the anti-rejection medicine you have to take for the rest of your life, it causes cancer. It can cause cancer. And skin cancer has been the most known to occur. And then there's vulva cancer. One transplant recipient was talking about. So I'm not sure I want to trade one disease in for another. So I may just stay on dialysis for the remainder of my life, you know, unless science improves and then we don't have to take that anti-rejection medicine, or they come up with one that doesn't cause cancer. I don't know. But I think that I'm going to stay on this journey with the home hemo and just do the hemodialysis the rest of my life. I talked to there was one gentleman that said that he's been on hemodialysis, home hemodialysis for 21 years, and he's fine. So, heart is good and all that. So, I'm thinking that's the way I want to go. I'm not sure, still praying over it. But I thought I'd just catch you guys up on where I'm at with my journey with ESRD, end-stage renal disease. So when I come up for my surgery, I'll let you all know, and we'll touch bases again. Alright, until then, God bless you all. Stay safe, okay, and take care of yourselves and one another. Bye. Hey everyone, well this is day 2 of my new training on the new machine right there. And let me tell you something. Usually after dialysis on the monster machine right here, 3-day-a-week one, usually when I get home I'm so drained. Thank God I only live 6 minutes away from the center that I could still drive to and from. But I usually get home so drained that I would get something to eat and go right to sleep. And I would sleep all the way into the evening. I mean, and that's from 10:15 in the morning all the way to the evening. And because I was so drained. Well, with this machine, it's such a slow process in removing the waste that and it's less stressful on the heart and stuff, that it doesn't drain all your energy. So with this new treatment, I'll have better blood flow, you know, to my legs, and oxygen delivery to all my organs, and medication should lighten up. I'll be able to have more of an option as far as food is concerned, because I'll be dialyzing 5 days a week and have 2 days off, but they can't be consecutive. I can't have like a weekend off. It's got to be like I'll take off Wednesday and Sunday, because you have to understand that the kidney doesn't take a day off in filtering, and you're still eating every day. Duh, right? So that means you have to keep the kidney clean. You have to take the work of the actual kidney. When you do this treatment, you're replacing that function. So you want to maintain it at a good level always. So taking 2 days off will build up a lot of toxicity, a lot of waste, and that could also be stressful on the heart. And then you're not going to feel better for a long period, you know, for a manageable period of time, or a consecutive period of time, or, you know, it'll be like you'll feel good towards the end of your 5 days, but not consistently. It won't be consistent, a consistent, good, energetic feeling, or healthy feeling. So you want to maintain that good level of health, you know. So you take off 2 days a week, but you have to separate them, which is not hard. I mean, you'll only be I'll only have to dialyze for 2.5 hours, as opposed to the 3.5 to 4 hours here. And it's less stressful on the heart. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people who, for whatever reason, start on this treatment, this next stage, home hemodialysis, or just hemodialysis, because they have centers too. Next Stage does. They do better. They gain a lot of freedom. People come in on wheelchairs, and after a couple of weeks to a month, they're back to driving and walking, and I mean, it's that big of a difference, you know, as opposed to the 3-day-a-week dialyzations, or dialysis rather. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to that freedom, you know, get my old self back. So to the point where I'm thinking of not having a transplant done, only because of the anti-rejection medication that causes cancer. And I've been doing my research on, like I said earlier, people talk about the cancer. The skin cancer is the most common from that anti-rejection medication, but there's also vulva cancer. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to trade in one disease for another one, and one manageable disease for a death sentence at that. No. So there's people that dialyze for 20 plus years, if not more, longer, and their heart's just fine on this method, on this Next Stage home hemo method. So yeah, I think I'm going to stick to that. And also there's brand new science and discoveries in Europe. It's not in America yet, you know, where they have chips that they put in the bone marrow and in the bone, and that flat chip that's like a plastic piece that they insert in there does the filtering of a kidney. You know, it was in the trial basis, and now they're getting ready to try it on a human. That's the next stage. So I don't know how long it'll take before it'll be here, but if they ever do a test trial and ask for volunteers, I'm raising my hand. Oh yeah, well, I'll look into it first, of course. I'm not that ignorant, I'll tell you that. I like my info. So I can make an informative decision. That's wisdom right there. Common sense too. But anyway, the good news is that the clinic was able to get an appointment with the surgeon that put in the peritoneal catheter so that he could take it out, because evidently I'm not a good candidate for it. It's not working for me. It doesn't work. So I've got an appointment on the 18th. So on the 10th, I meet the transplant team over at UK. And on the 18th, I get the peritoneal catheter removed. Yay! I'm so happy I won't have this long tube wrapped in my belly, the outside of my belly, to have to take care of anymore and lug around. And then this training will be about 4 weeks, maybe 5, and I should be home, which means I'll have to, only thing I have to learn is how deep to go in with the needle. I have to stick myself, I have to be able to pull the needles out by myself, and then of course dress up. Let me show you. Dress up the machine, you know, set it up and all that. Learn how to put all the bags in, put in the cartridge that's inside the machine. I'll do all the lines, all the tubings, you know, all the waistlines, all the functions, and set it up. So I'll be learning all that. But I went ahead, I watched the video for Next Stage on YouTube, the setup and all that, and I watched plenty of them and over and over and over and over again, so I pretty much have a good idea now in my head. So when I go into training, it should all come together. When I actually start doing the hands-on, it should all come together, you know, because I've already got a good feel for it, you know, from watching the videos, so in my head. So now I just need to actually do the in-training part and get hands-on, and I think it'll be a breeze. So we shall see. I'll keep you all posted. But anyway, until the next one, you all, I think I'm going to do a Panzerotti snack video next. And then I'll probably shoot it today when I get home. But it'll be the video after this one. We'll go back to recipes. But I just wanted to touch bases with you all. Passover is coming up. I think it's the 27th. Yeah, I think it starts the 27th. I don't know, maybe the 17th. I can't remember. I've got to look it up. But I know that we're having our dinner, our Passover dinner with guests on the 28th, which is on a Sunday. Only because I didn't want to do it on the Sabbath. I wanted that to still be our personal, Hubsters and I, special day of worship with the Lord and time with the Lord. So I'm doing it on Sunday where we can share with our family and loved ones, you know, and worship the Lord and praise the Lord together and celebrate the peace that we have when we rest in Him. You know what I mean? And everything that He's done for us. So, but anyway, that's coming up. And I'm just looking forward to it. But anyway, all new beginnings, you know. And I thank God for it all. I thank Him for the journey that He's brought me through. And it served the purpose of letting me see what my best options are. You know, and in the interim through that journey, I was able to take care, by His grace, you know, take care of my heart, you know, get that out the way and back to normal function and just everything all around. So, anyway, until the next one, you all, take care of yourselves and one another. God bless. Bye.